again to the Food and Travel Enthusiast channel. Today we have another good one. We're going to be cooking some creamy mushroom herb chicken. So let's get into the video. One of our main ingredients, heavy cream. In this recipe we have some boneless chicken thighs that has been seasoned and marinated overnight. We'll be using some artichoke, roasted red pepper and artichoke. We'll be using some sun-dried tomatoes. We'll be using our mushrooms, and then here I have about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, green onions, celery and parsley. Some onions, I have about a half of a medium-sized onion, and then we have the different color bell peppers. We'll also be using some chicken broth in this recipe. So I'll be using some Kerrygold unsalted butter and a little bit of Gouda cheese, Asiago cheese, and then we'll use some lime juice and then our regular Creole seasoning, smoked paprika for color, onion powder and garlic powder. We'll add some cumin, black pepper, crushed red pepper, and some Italian seasoning. These are the dried version, and we'll add some thyme. Finally, some freeze-dried chives. So let's get cooking. We're going to be using our grapeseed oil as our oil to fry our chicken, and there I'm just showing you all of the ingredients that I'll be using. I know it's a lot, but you can choose whatever ingredients you like to add to your creamy chicken mushroom sauce. So there I put about 1/4 stick of butter, and once that's melted, then I start to put my chicken thighs in, and we're going to brown them on both sides for about 5 to 7 minutes on medium-low flame. And once I get those brown, then I'll just flip it, as you see I'm doing there. I hope everyone is having a good day, and if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe, turn on that notification so you do not miss anything. Leave a comment in the comment section to let me know where you're watching from, and if you like our videos. We truly appreciate it, and for my returning viewers, we thank you so much for keeping up with us and for staying by us, and we surely appreciate that as well. So once my chicken has browned on both sides, then I take it out and drain them on a rack, and then I put my next set in. And just a fun fact about mushrooms, they may decrease the risk of cancer. It lowers your sodium intake and promote lower cholesterol, but since we're using heavy cream in this recipe, it may not do as well there, and it may protect your brain health. So mushroom is something good for you to have. And so our second batch of chicken has been fried, and we are removing it and draining, and then we'll get into making our mushroom sauce. So first we're going to be adding our mushroom, and we do not want to add any salt at this time because we want to get it fried and crispy as best as we can, and then if you add the salt, then that is going to make the juices flow from the mushrooms, but we're trying to get that nice brown color of our mushroom. And there you see I'm adding my cumin, and you can just add whatever seasonings you like. Cumin gives the mushroom a smoked flavor, and so that's why I add it there, and that doesn't contain any salt. So now we're going to be adding our onion. We're just going to get those sauteed in. So then now I'm adding my thyme, as you see there, and my garlic and ginger. And then you're just gonna mix those, combine properly, just get it coated all over so our mushrooms soak up the goodness. And it smells so good in here, guys. You will want to try this recipe. So there we're adding that roasted red pepper and artichoke, and then we add in our sun-dried tomatoes, and then we're just gonna mix that as well. Get those flavors coming through, because this dish is very tasty. So there I'm adding my parsley and some green onions. I'm just gonna stir that in as well. And if you notice, I keep covering, so I want the flavors to steam in and combine together to give it that delicious flavor. And I've added my salt now that I got from my all-purpose or my Creole seasoning. And then I've added some Italian herb, my garlic powder, black pepper, onion powder, and all other seasonings that you like you can add here. I put some smoked paprika for color and for flavor as well, and then I'm adding some chives too. You can use fresh herbs because that even gives it even a better flavor, and a little heat there from my crushed red pepper. And then you're just gonna combine those nicely and let it steam for about a minute again. There I'm adding my bell peppers. Then you're just going to stir up again. This requires a lot of that just to get our flavors right. Your family will love this recipe. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that, because we're depending on you to do that and to keep us encouraged. So if you like what you see here, remember to subscribe. And there you see I've added some chicken broth and some cooking wine that takes it up a notch. You guys need to try this recipe and let us know how you like it, because all those flavors come through when we put our chicken in, and the broth is just divine. There I'm going to be adding my whipping cream, and I'll add a little bit of evaporated milk too, just to balance those flavors out. And then you're gonna mix well. I added a little bit of lime juice to cut back on some of the protein fat, and to give it just a little bit more flavor as well. Instead of adding too much salt, you can add the lime juice. And there I'm adding my 2 cheese of choice. I added the Asiago, and the smoked Gouda. That one gives it a good flavor too. We're just gonna let that simmer for 3 to 5 minutes, stirring to make sure that it's not sticking to the bottom. And you see that consistency, it's getting nice and thick, not too thick though, because you want to be able to steam your chicken. And so there I'm adding in my chicken and flipping it on both sides so that the chicken get that mushroom sauce flavor all within those thighs. And once that has simmered for about 5 minutes, then you're all done. Just checking there just to make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom of my skillet. You see the consistency of our sauce, it's not too thick. Then I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of mozzarella on top to finish it off with some of my green onions. And it is so good, guys. You really need to try it. And so then I'm just gonna flip it, get the cheese into the sauce so it's more cheesy and creamy. You can cut down on the cheese if you would like as well. So there I'm taking out my chicken. I'm going to show you how it looks after cooking. And there you go. And there is the goodness. We thank you so much for watching and for sticking around until we have plated our dish. I served it with some rice and peas, some red cabbage, and some other vegetable. We'll see you on the next video. Bye. Take care and be safe.